Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How's everybody doing? We are here for hashtag Movie and Stitch. That was, I think, started by Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast. Ella from No Catchy Name is doing it. I saw Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter is doing it off and on, she says. So far, she's doing it. There's multiple people. There's a playlist that Ella has. If you just click any of the videos of the participating people where it's blue and says hashtag movie and stitch, it should take you to the hashtag list of everybody on YouTube doing it. But yeah, I'm doing it. And in Heather style, I have decided to try to do all horror movies because they're my favorite. Some are going to be new to me. A lot of them are my favorites because, like, you guys, I have seen a lot of horror movies. A lot. Probably more than the average person should. Yeah. A lot. Anyway. So what I decided to do was make a blanket not from the colors of the movies, because a lot of the movie posters that I was looking at, that I was getting colors from, like, not all of them, but a lot of them are just like black, white, red, because a lot of horror movies, that's the predominant colors in them. And I didn't want to necessarily do that, and like I didn't want to do that because I just wasn't feeling the colors, but also because I'm trying to use yarn that I have, which, like, if I had a bunch of different shades of red all in the same weight and then like different grays, maybe we would have made that work. I don't know. I'm not gonna start a new project anyway. Not for this. I've already started, Heather, stop it. But so what I decided to do was make solid granny squares, because I wanted to make this Halloween blanket anyway that I had yarn for. And as we go through, I might make some little appliques. Like, if there's something from the movie that I think I could fit into it, maybe. But otherwise, I was thinking I'll just look up, like, maybe if I can find a little applique of like a ghost that I really like, or if I want to make one, or like a witch's hat, or a witch's cauldron, or pumpkin, something Halloweeny, to like incorporate into either the middle of the square or like where the joins are or something. I mean, there's 26 movies, so I'm gonna have a while. Even if I get through the squares, I'll have time to join everything and do the appliques and things like that. So I've got time to think about it and everything. The yarn that I am going to be using is this Karen Jumbo. I had several of them, so I figured that would be great. It's like, so far I've only used that much. And this is in the color Plum Copper. And I just thought, like, this is so, to me, like, Halloweeny. Like, I love it. My yarn has been living in my new Bon Jovi tote bag. It's not going to fit everything from the projects because these skeins of yarn are so big, but for now, that's what we're working with. I also am using, if I can get them out of here, I'm using, probably should have been prepared and actually had them out, huh? But I want to show off my bag all full of stuff. Anyway, this is Big Twist Rainbow Classic. You can see the clearance sticker from Joann's, because I don't know if the Rainbow Classic line has been discontinued, but I'm almost positive that this green has been. The color is called just lime, so it's like a lime. But to me, this is like, I don't know, like a ectoplasm ghosty green. Like, to me, it went really well for Halloween colors. And this yarn, it might have a little bit more of a halo, but it's basically this yarn, which is Big Twist Classic, and this is the other, like, color that I've been using, and this is in just the color orange, so lime and orange. And then my friend Victoria went, I was working and she was like, I'm going to Joann's. Did you want anything? And I was going to order this, but I decided not to just make a purchase just for this. And I'm not trying to buy a ton of different, like, I'm trying to buy new yarns and fun yarns to show you guys, but not necessarily like tons of stash type yarns. I don't even like that word, but tons of collection type yarns. But this is another Big Twist classic, and it's in the colorway Violet. And I don't know if the camera is going to show off, because like that makes it look like a bright purpley color. Let me see, like maybe back here, but this is like, while it's dark, this is like electric. It's like it's like a shadow neon purple. I don't know how to even put it, but like I just thought, even though it's not one of the purples in here, and you'll see like I'm not doing a whole lot of it, but these 4 colors I wanted desperately in my blanket, because I thought like if there was like little white ghost appliques or like little black spider web appliques, it might look good with all of these. And I don't know if I was pretty like into the movie, right? So I don't know if I was crocheting slowly or what. But here's what I got done. I feel like I could have gotten a lot more done watching an entire movie. But like I didn't even get the purple square done. Maybe next time I'll get 3 squares done. I don't know. But I'm just doing this solid granny, and when I do my solid grannies, I do like a magic circle here to join it up like completely. And like he says, just solid. And like interestingly enough, I didn't plan this, but obviously you start with so many and then increase by so many. And my before I put the border row on, all of my rows end in 31. Like they're 31 stitches across. So I was like, ooh, 31, Halloween, this is perfect. I don't know. I'm taking it a bit far, I suppose, but I thought that was like neat. So here's my 2 squares so far, and I'm thinking that this violet will be around the squares also. And I absolutely love this blanket. If I hadn't done it for Movie and Stitch, I was going to do it eventually anyway, but this is a great opportunity, and it links in with horror movies that I want to do. So that's what I got done so far. I endeavor to do a little bit more during the next movie, but so the movie that I watched while doing these was Annabelle, the first Annabelle. And by the way, I think I saw Carla post in the Yarn Joy Facebook group and in Ella's No Catchy Name Facebook group. I think that was Carla that did it, that is also doing horror movies, and she did Annabelle. She's moved on. Oh my gosh, she's into C's or D's right now or something, and she's doing an awesome job. But she did Annabelle also, and I don't know where I was going with that, except for that looks really cool. She's doing colors from the movie posters though. She's not doing the same project, just the same. So I just wanted to point out that like other people are doing horror movies too, and then of course other people like Ella's doing family movies. So far Terry seems to be doing like classic, what I would call classic type movies. I haven't watched the finished A continuing on to B videos yet, except for Terry and Ella's, but I'm going to probably tonight. Anyway, so my movie was Annabelle, the first one, and a little bit of like Annabelle trivia, because I like trivia anyway. So here we go. I don't actually even need notes for the first one. Okay, Annabelle was based off of a real doll. There is a real possessed doll named Annabelle, except she is not. It's not. My heater just, I have like a radiator heater and it just made a noise, and I was like, anyway, she's modeled after a real doll. Like she does, not in looks, but in concept. The real Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll that has been said to be possessed by the spirit of this evil presence, demonic presence. And there really is Ed and Lorraine Warren. Well, Lorraine just passed away in the last few years too, so they are now deceased. But there have been the real Warrens, So through this universe of the characters of the Warrens, they're real characters. But like they're real people, I mean. So well talking today, well projected today, right? I get excited talking about it. Like as much as I like talking about yarn, I like talking about horror stuff too. Anyway, the real Warrens really have the real Annabelle in their possession, their estate possessions. They have now I need my notes. They have a Warren family occult museum, and it's located in Monroe, Connecticut. And I think it's actually still open. Like, I don't know if their daughter has it open or somebody who owns is in charge of like their estate, but I think it's still like open for the public to go view things there. And the real Annabelle doll is there. The case from the movies, like, you don't see it. I don't think they show it in the actual first Annabelle movie, but they definitely show it in like The Conjuring. Yeah, at the very end of The Conjuring, and they show it in the other Annabelle movies. But that case is, while the doll doesn't look the same, the case does. That's like an exact replica or whatever of the case that the Warrens use. So she's there, and you can go see her if you want to. And then from the actual movie, like a little bit of trivia that I thought was kind of neat. It's not really related to real life for the Warrens or anything, I guess, but like the apartment complex in the movie that they show, like at the beginning of the movie, they're in their own house, and then they move, and then they're in like this luxurious apartment in this apartment building. That apartment building, before it was the filming of the movie area, belonged to Ellen DeGeneres. So it was already like a famous building. And Ellen didn't even know, like, having watched the movie or the scenes from the movie or whatever, she didn't put the two and two together and recognize it. But when the person, I think it was when the director came onto her show and they talked about it, then she realized it. And Ellen said that it was perfect for because it was a creepy building before that. So anyway, that's a little bit of trivia from the movie. I did not look up or write down the synopsis of the movie to like tell you, but if you haven't seen it, basically, if you haven't gathered from like what I've been saying about it, Annabelle is a possessed doll with a demonic entity in it. This particular movie is about one of the, like, when the Warrens first became aware of the doll, it was basically like a flashback of where the doll was before it came into the presence of the girls that are talking to the Warrens, if that makes sense. So it's a lot of it doesn't seem flashbacky because literally the girls in the present time are only in the very beginning and the very end. The story is the story of the Annabelle doll. And I think you're meant to think that it is how Annabelle became possessed, but you'll find out like later that that's not how in the story she became the way she is. So you'll just have to watch part 2 or 3. I actually thought about watching, even though A is now over, I thought about watching the other ones just to, well, A, crochet a little bit more, and B, watch the movies again. But you do see later, like, there's actually an Annabelle or Annabelle Homecoming. Is the third one Annabelle Origins? I think it is, actually. And it tells how, yeah. Anyway, enough of my babbling about that. Excuse me. So, yeah, while I was watching that, that's the 2 squares that I got. I really like the pattern. Like, I'm going to show these again up close, but I like the pattern in them, like the little pooling it did. And I thought it was weird that in both squares, like, there is lines, and then it kind of, like, spaces out a little bit, and then these 2 sides are just completely randomized. And in this one, it does the same thing, where they're just, like, in rows, and then over here it's completely spaced out. So just the way the yarn goes, I guess. But anyway, hopefully you like. Oh, and there is another color that I didn't bother to bring out to show you, but I just put out that video for the continuous join. That's what I'm going to do with these. I don't think I'll ever join a blanket and not in the continuous join again, but I'm just going to use some like Red Heart or Red Heart with Love. I have oodles of Red Heart with Love black. I'm pretty sure the shelf I'm staring at still, yeah, I still have, after doing tons of joins and things, because I like joining my granny squares with black. I'm pretty sure I still have a ton of it left, because like when I had no collection to speak of when I first met, well, I didn't first meet him. David and I have known each other a long time, but when I first moved in with David, when we first got together, I didn't have any like collection of yarn to speak of. So like the first Black Friday sale at Walmart, which was the last, I think, really good yarn Black Friday sale, I went crazy and got a ton of it, a ton of Red Heart with Love, just to have basic colors. So still working off that. And then either tonight or tomorrow, I will probably watch my Bee movie, which I'm about to reveal. My Bee movie almost was a duplicate because I just watched Terry's movie from Yarn Joy podcast, and she almost watched The Birds, which is the movie I picked for Bee. She ended up watching it like with her husband, but not as her movie and Stitch movie. But I'm still gonna watch it. The Birds is one of my absolute favorite movies ever. Like, crossing genres, it doesn't matter what genre we're talking about, just favorite movie, I love The Birds. It's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. It's just got these like great scenes that even for back in the day when there wasn't like, for say, like the gore of horror, it was still creepy. Like, the message came across, the feeling of like terror in some of the scenes came across. Yeah, I'll review it later, but this wasn't meant to be the review. But yeah, that's the movie I'm going to be watching. If I can find where it is streaming anywhere, I will link that down below. But as with a lot of these movies, I have the DVDs. So probably, unless we get to movies that I haven't seen yet and don't own, I won't know where to stream them from. My guess is offhand that Hulu has it, but if I find it, I will put it down below and let you know, so that if you want to watch it with me, you can. And yeah, I'm just gonna quit babbling and end this before it goes on too long. But check out everybody else's videos, and make sure, if you haven't, that you please comment too. I love the comments. But like and subscribe, and if you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of I have tutorials starting up. I have yarn hauls. I have yarn comparisons and reviews, shopping trips. I do a podcast that right now is bi-weekly. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. So you should definitely hang out and chat with us and stuff. So, all right, I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Bye, guys.